Quick question. Do you remember where you were when Y2K happened? Me, I was a kid, so my memory is a little hazy, but I do remember all the chaos and hype around it. A lot of you might not even have been born yet, but don't worry. Today we are rewinding the clock to a time when the internet sounded like a robot screaming and everyone thought the world would end at midnight. Yep, we are diving into the madness of Y2K. It's a comedy movie directed by Kyle Mooney. It and delivers a nostalgic, chaotic look at one of the weirdest culture moments in recent history. But is this movie worth your time, or is it just another Y2K dud? Let's break it down, one floppy disk at a time, so stick around, you are going to want to hear about this wild ride. Y2K kicks off on December 31st, 1999. Do you remember the buzz? People hoarded canned food, built bunkers, and prepared for planes to fall out of the sky because they thought computers couldn't handle the date change. It was a real thing, guys. Even though it didn't happen in the real world, but the movie takes that hysteria and flips it into a comedic romp centered on two high school fellas, Ellie and Seth, played by Jaden Martell and Julian Dennison. The plot is a classic movie fare with a twist. Ellie and Seth are determined to crash the millennium's biggest party, hosted by their high school queen bee, Riley, which is played by talented Rachel Zegler. Of course, things spiral hilariously out of control when the Y2K bug decides to make an actual appearance in the movie, transforming this night into pure chaos. The nostalgia is overloaded in this movie. One of the movie's standout feature is its pitch-perfect recreation of the late 90s. From the clunky computers and Tamagotchis to the aggressively neon fashion, it feels like a time capsule. If you are a 90s kid, prepare to feel personally attacked, but in the best way. The soundtrack deserves its own shout-out. With hits from Limp Bizkit, Britney Spears, and the Backstreet Boys, it's impossible not to feel like you are back at the dawn of the millennium. Oh, and did I mention Fred Durst has a cameo? Yes, that Fred Durst. He is in it quite a bit, and it's both random and hilarious. Now I have to tell you, the heart of the film lies in Ellie and Seth's friendship. Their dynamic is awkward and endearing, with Ellie as the anxious overthinker and Seth as the loud, overly confident schemer. Together, they remind you of every teenage duo trying but failing to look cool. Julian Dennison is particularly fun to watch, delivering most of the laugh out loud moments. Riley, the queen bee, adds an unexpected twist. She is not just a shallow popular girl you would expect. Instead, she is a tech-savvy and surprisingly grounded, though her character feels underdeveloped compared to the boys. Rachel Zegler does her best with the material, but I couldn't help wanting more from her. The supporting cast includes a mix of quirky partygoers, panicked adults, and malfunctioning tech. While they add to the chaos, some characters feel more like caricatures than fully fleshed out people. Still, they're entertaining enough to keep the energy up. Some of the jokes feel like they were lifted from an SNL sketch, which makes sense given Kyle Mooney's background. While a lot of the humor works, especially the digs at 90s tech culture, a few gags drag on too long or miss the mark entirely. One thing the movie does well is satire. It pokes fun at the ridiculousness of Y2K hysteria while also showing how it brought people together in a weird, chaotic way. It's silly, sure, but there's a silver of commentary about our relationship with technology and how we tend to overreact to the unknown. Now, for all its nostalgia and laughs, I think Y2K isn't perfect. The pacing can feel uneven with a slow middle section that drags before the third act picks up steam. The tonal shifts from sweet coming-of-age story to zany disaster comedy can feel jarring at times. Another issue, I think, the stake never feels that high. Even as the world descends into chaos, the movie prioritizes laughs over tension. I mean, that's fine for a comedy, but it means the emotional beats don't hit as hard as they could. The movie flirts with deeper themes but never fully commit. Lastly, some of the characters, especially Riley, deserves more screen time and development. It's frustrating when the most intriguing people are sidelined in favor of slapstick comedy. Now, does the movie stick the landing? I think the movie's climax is where it fully embraces its chaotic identity. Without spoiling too much, let's just say the party turns into a tech field apocalypse, complete with hilarious fight scenes, unexpected alliances, and a resolution that's as ridiculous as it is satisfying. Does it all make sense? Not really, but that's part of the fun. Y2K isn't trying to be deep or profound. It's here for a good time, not a long time, and in that sense, it succeeds. Now, should you watch the movie? I think Y2K is a love letter to the late 90s that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a goofy, nostalgic rom that will make you laugh, cringe, and maybe even miss the simpler days of AOL Instant Messenger and Y2K Panic. While it's not without its flaws, missed opportunities for character development, it's a fun ride for anyone who wants to unplug their brain and enjoy a slice of chaotic nostalgia. So, what do you think about the movie? Does it capture the spirit of the era or does it crash like an old Windows 98 computer? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for more movie reviews. See you in the next one.